Breaking news. Please stand by for another C2C World News Now current event. Hello, today is Wednesday, and this is the 14th day of September 2016.
Breaking news, Israel strikes Gaza in retaliation to rocket fire. Israel Defense Forces, IDF, have carried out overnight strikes on the Gaza Strip targeting members of the Qassam Brigades, the military wing of the Hamas movement. In retaliation to a single rocket that struck an open area in southern Israel, the following headline story from RT News was released yesterday, September 13th. The story informs us about the recent high tensions and actions between the Israeli Defense Forces and the Syrian government over the last few days.
The Syrian army says it's shot down 2 Israeli military aircraft, a drone and a jet. It's being reported by a Syrian news agency. They reportedly came down in the Golan Heights region. Our Middle East correspondent Paula Sleer joins us now from Tel Aviv with more on this.
Well, what we know is that yesterday afternoon, mortar fire was targeting the Israeli Golan Heights. Now, we understand that there were no reports of injuries and no damage, but there certainly was mortar fire from the Syrian side that landed in Israel. In response, at around 1 o'clock this morning, Tuesday, Israeli warplanes targeted a Syrian army position in Quneitra. And in response, the Syrian army fired 2 surface-to-air missiles at the Israeli aircraft. As you say, we're hearing from the Syrian side that they shot down the Israeli warplanes, but in the last few moments, the Israeli army has issued a statement, and we have spoken to them on the phone where they have denied this.
The IDF spokesperson's unit confirmed that Israeli planes targeted 3 Hamas terror infrastructure sites in the Gaza Strip. Blaming the organization for launching a rocket at Israel, Jerusalem Post reports. The IDF struck multiple sites in Gaza, including the Hamas training area in Shujaeya. The F-16 warplanes have reportedly also struck agricultural land in the northern Gaza Strip. A fire has also reportedly broken out in Gaza City from the Israeli strikes. There are no immediate reports of casualties.
This is the 5th time in the last week that there has been mortar fire from Syria landing in Israel. The Israeli army saying that it doesn't believe that any of this mortar fire deliberately targets the Israeli side, but that rather it is the result of the ongoing Syrian civil war. But having said that, the Israeli army telling us that they will respond to all airstrikes on Israeli soil. Now, there are
The latest strikes come just after Israeli jets struck targets in southern Syria in response to stray cross-border earlier, which entered Israel.
And at the same time, it's unusual for Israel to use warplanes to target the Syrian side. Normally, when there has been such incidents in the past, the Israeli side uses artillery fire rather than warplanes to try and target the locations from where it believes this artillery fire is originating. At this stage, we're still waiting for a little bit more clarity from the Israeli side, but certainly we are hearing 2 very different messages coming out of Tel Aviv and coming out of Damascus as to whether or not these Israeli warplanes have been shot down.
Statements from the Israeli military say, the IDF will not tolerate any attempt to harm Israel's sovereignty and the security of its residents. The IDF sees the Syrian regime as responsible for what takes place in its territory, and will not hesitate to act against other resistance elements in Syria.
This has been a C2C World News Now current event. Stay safe,